the plan. They're framed and fixed and rigged, and you know the rod just spam. So buckle down, plug right in, across its way under your skin. Just got out from the things they spout, and it won't make you shout. Give me that good news, because I'm tired of the same old shit.
It's time for the grounds with Giles and Jones, brought to you this morning by the wonderful support of Reese's Barkery and Patique at 1313 North Riverside Drive in McHenry, Illinois. Give them a call, 815-363-7297. Your pets are their passion. Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good morning. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday, or as some crazy people call it, Fry-yay. I don't know. Friday. It's all the same to me, right? 7 days of the week.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I woke up today, yay. That's an important fact.
It is, right?
And it was a beautiful sunrise this morning. I don't know how many people caught it out there, but I started my new kick this week doing 6:30 workouts every morning at a boot camp here in McHenry called Warrior. What is it? Warrior. I can't even think of the name of it.
Training or something?
Warrior workout or Warrior something like that. And I got my wife doing it. I got my daughter doing it.
A plug.
Yeah, we'll give him a plug, free plug. Actually, super nice guy. Met him at the store.
Warrior something.
Yeah. Warrior. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Warrior something.
Get on down and work out at Warrior something.
A little something.
Down there by the tree on your left.
Yeah.
That one tree.
Hey, we want to let you know this is the most unique show on 21.6 and that. Not because Scott's here, but the truth is you can actually copy the link out there at https:////6KJCTWWSXJ and be part of the show. Matter of fact, we'd love you to be part of the show.
Yeah. We totally encourage it.
If you don't want to have a camera on you, that's fine. You don't have to turn your camera on, but we can still hear your mic. But we want to hear what you're saying. Hey, good morning, Mr. Santos. How are you? We were talking a little bit in the green room about long division.
Long division, not the math style. Not the stuff that has no life or no use in your life unless you're an accountant. I don't even think long division works as an accountant.
No, I think so. You're right. But the other thing that we want just everybody to know is next week will be a very special grounds. Pete is going to be here and maybe have a guest or two. You and I are going to be in the northern woods of Wisconsin.
Yes, we are going to get away from all of this mayhem and long division nonsense.
And just
I don't want to hear another word, about masks or not masks or vaccinated, unvaccinated.
Not the whole weekend.
No. I want to go up there and just be guys. It's sit down.
Tim, you're more than welcome to come if you want.
Just be guys.
That's
what I mean? Talk smack,
scratch, spit, fart. Drink,
on the same order for sure.
Kill some brain cells. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Tim.
So we were talking about that, and we were talking about long division. It started out, and how the media and the government has been long dividing the country, right? And made that play. And then I had said, now the interesting thing is like down at the United Center, you have to show you're vaccinated or COVID free before you can get into a Bulls game or a Blackhawks game or anything like that. Right. To which I said I could give two shits about because I don't go to those things because I hate big crowds. And then I said, I'm 52 years old. I've never been to a concert.
Which blew me away.
Yeah, you were like,
blew me away. I don't see you as not being out in the public, going into these big events. Yeah. I mean, I love them. I love, and I always
like being in the crowd.
I don't necessarily like being in the crowd, like being, pushed up and on and stuff like that. But I like being in those events, the energy, the energies and the emotions and just the. Right. Yeah. So I mean, I thrive. I'm the type of person that I thrive on.
Pull that energy.
Right. I pull. I thrive. My relaxation is pulling energy from other people, if you will, doing stuff, doing crazy things.
Yeah, now Pete's with me. He hates people most of the time too. But the idea is I could be up on that stage in front of 20,000 people,
right,
and love it.
Oh yeah,
but don't put me amongst them.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I do not mind. In fact, I actually really enjoy. I know it's weird that people say public speaking is like a number one fear. I am so comfortable in that capacity. Put me in front of a camera, in front of a mic, put me on stage, in front of as many people as you want. I'm fine. Put me in that crowd, and my skin starts to crawl. Yeah. And I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be like in a crowd, like where people are just pushing up against me, like a mosh pit or something. You know, that makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. You know, because who knows who's next to you and who's touching you and all this stuff. But I mean, just being in an auditorium or a stadium or something like that, I'm okay with it. I mean, I have had bouts of real insecurities in that respect. I mean, like you guys know, we've talked about I have anxiety, and so one of those things is one of those facets of anxiety is feeling trapped. Yeah, and that happened to me twice, really bad. One was at a Hawkeyes football game, by the way. Go Hawks! Go
Hawks! But you turned and waved to the kids, didn't you?
I turned them. Oh yeah, every time. But there was a game 2 years ago, I think it was. I went with my parents, and it was jam packed, and I couldn't enjoy the game. I was just completely screwed up the whole
Iowa.
game.
That is the state of Iowa's pro team. Hawkeye football.
Hawkeye. Oh yeah, they're amazing. I'm so bummed that my son's last year there. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. But I don't even actually
Can't
know
use his student ID anymore.
Right? Yeah, but I mean that was actually a lot of fun for me.
Yeah. See, and I have never been to like a professional football game. I grew up in Iowa. I have never been to an Iowa football game. Just too many people.
Right. No, if you don't like crowds, if you don't like crowds, I totally get it. Yeah. I mean, because it's either one or the other. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
And but for me, it's the experience. So I will put up with certain things like that because of it's an experience. I mean, going to concerts, I couldn't tell you how many concerts as a kid and as an adult that we go to. And I guess, just don't try not to think about the fact that you're trapped in, because a lot of people start thinking the worst about when you're in a big crowd like that. What if? And, I try to focus on why I'm there, not what's going to go on. But that really blew me away.
And we just want to give a quick shout out to all of our listeners and friends over on the East Coast. Bad weather over there.
Yeah.
Listen, when Jim Cantori showed up, you should have got out. You knew shit was going sideways when Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel shows up.
Oh, he showed up out there?
I'm like, oh, is that Jim Cantori? And Jim, thanks for tuning in this morning. But that just a little shout out to them as they're underwater in a lot of places on the East Coast, northeast coast.
All right.
Anyway, it's just weird, right? So every year for the last 18 years, me and 2-3 of my closest friends, and sometimes it's ballooned up to 12, 15 people. We go
make the hike.
We go up north to Tomahawk, just south of Tomahawk, right on the Wisconsin River, and we got 3.5 acres, and we just unplug, and it's literally. I get so excited for this weekend because I'm where I'd love to be, on the water, in nature, and unplugged. Right. I miss my kids. I miss my wife during that time. Yes, absolutely. Of course. However, like right now, for the last 2 weeks, my brain is there.
You're already there?
Yeah.
See, that's awesome. Me too. But so this, you'll get a kick out of this one because I love outside.
Gary.
Good morning, Gary. I love nature. I love being outside. I love being in the mountains. I just got back from Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Thinking about going up north, I'm excited as hell. It's going to be fun. My son's going with. Hopefully, it's going to be a great time, father and son, and just mixing, sharing stories, and just relaxing,
sitting around the fire.
But I also get really nervous.
Yeah,
because I am out in the middle of it. So that's what's crazy about me. I love being in nature, but before I get there, I'm really freaking nervous. Yeah. I don't think
so. If you wake up with Vaseline,
start hearing that song from the. What was the movie that?
Dueling Banjo.
No, not Brokeback Mountain. No, it was with
Burt Reynolds.
And
Warren
what
Beatty
the heck
and
was that movie?
Yeah.
You got a pretty mouth, boy. Yeah. But I don't know. For some reason, when I know going
Gary
up there.
Gary, what movie was that?
But going up there,
it's Deliverance.
That's it. Yeah. But going up there, I know once I get there, I'm awesome. But my anticipation does create some anxiety. which is weird, because I think for me, like, I'm almost on stage. Like, I'm up there, I'm going up there with you guys, and I need to, I don't want to say perform, but, be myself and, be able to carry on a good conversation and be an asset to the program, basically, right? Instead of just a bump on a log.
Yeah. So, and that's everybody's first year is like that. There's that anticipation.
Make sure you fit in.
And whatnot. So,
well, I'm super excited too, because my son, we go on a lot of adventures, but this will be the first time that he's actually gone up north to do like a guy's thing.
Yeah.
Well,
and because you don't know what's happening. And then all of a sudden, about day 2, you're like, I get it. Yeah. This is it. This is good. And that's it. And folks out there, what do you guys do to unwind, to get away from it all?
Right.
To
how do you
escape,
unplug? How do you unplug?
Gary, you do a lot of camping out there on the Singaporean island.
Yeah. I don't know if they have. Do they have trees in Singapore?
I don't know.
I imagine they do.
I mean, that's a good question to really ask.
Do you need a tree to camp?
What's that?
You don't need a tree to camp.
No, but you do need a tree to hang your
villains from.
No, your villains from. No, I can't even think of it. The hammock.
Show. Sorry. Bridging civil tension.
Right. The hammock. I got a really nice hammock. So just just lay the hammock in there. I got in trouble years ago up in the state park for actually tying up to a tree with the hammock. Yeah, years ago. They said I was molesting a tree.
Well, maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe you had the hammock wrong way.
Maybe I had the hammock the wrong way, but I mean, I am looking forward actually to going up there with what you're telling me.
Laying there in the nude, you might have been.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, naked tree hugger. Don does brewery tours.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But I mean,
Scott naked hugging a tree. There's a visual for everybody.
The women are going to start calling in right now. You guys are fired. That's not the long game. That's the short division.
That's short division. Thank you very much. Try the veal.
That's an interesting thing. Is like asking people, how do they unplug?
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, for me, it takes me a while to unplug. Like we were just talking, I was in Vegas for 7 days. I didn't start relaxing until like the 5th day.
Wow.
And I can just feel, it's like all of a sudden it's like a switch just literally shuts off. But now I've got 2 days to relax, but I only have 1 because now I got to start thinking about making sure that, they get it, the girls get everything packed up and, we're ready to go and that the flight's on time, which it wasn't. And
buddy, you'll unplug. You'll relax quick.
Yeah.
Gary's going to connect on in about 5 minutes. That's cool.
Right. Now that's 5 Singaporean minutes.
That's actually 4.6. That's 4.6 if you do long division. That's 4.6 in American.
Carry the one.
Carry the one. Yeah. So that's interesting though that you bring that up this morning about the long game or the long division, the long division of our country. It's always something that the media is trying to push to separate us, to make us on one side or the other, and to bitch and complain about so the government can do their thing while we're bitching and moaning about something that really don't mean a whole heck of a lot, especially in the big picture of life and, what's going on out there. So it's...
Right. And if you go back, if we go back to when we were kids, late 60s, early 70s, right? Mm-hmm. The bad guy was Russia. And thank you for tuning in, all of our Russian friends.
Yes. We do actually have quite the following on 216net in Russia.
And go ahead and send your rubles to 216net.
Care of Scott, Kent, and Pete. We could use it to go golfing.
I don't even know if they have rubles.
I don't know. I was going to say, isn't that part of the euro now? Is it all one? Isn't it all one?
No, I don't think Russia is part of the euro exchange.
Yeah.
I have
silly
no
moose and squirrel.
If it has anything to do outside of my family or my community, it's really hard for me to pay attention to and really give a shit about. So honestly, I mean,
when we grow up, when we were growing up, it was they were the bad guys. Mm-hmm. Bar none, period, the bad guys, right? We really didn't know why. We're just like, ooh, Russia.
Because TV told you.
Hate them, right? And then somewhere, something happened that made Americans the bad guys in our own country.
Which is just freaking bizarre.
And now we don't like each other because of things. And then all of a sudden when we start liking each other because of things, like, hey, you know what? We can certainly get along. Then all of a sudden, they go, well, listen, you didn't. There's still a remainder of 6 on this long division, and this 6 is now anti versus non, or what, or anti versus non-anti, and you got to hate each other, and we've got to find
a way to continually drive a wedge between everybody, so everyone doesn't unify, to actually fight back at our government, which is. It's not doing anywhere near what we hired them to do, and that we do hire them. We hire them and we vote them in, and they're not doing one fucking thing that we ask them to do.
Air quotes.
Yeah, air quotes. Yeah, by the way, yeah. But they're our servant. Right. They're not serving us. The only thing they're screwing us.
Supposed to be,
and they're not using Vaseline.
No.
Right? They're constantly trying to find a way to pit everybody against everybody else. The rights, the lefts, the goods, the bads.
They're not even using this stuff you can pick up over at Fantasy Factory, the Joe H2O personal lubricant.
Yeah,
folks.
There you go.
Yeah, stop by. If you come and mention the show today, I'll give you 2 free packages of that for a good long weekend of Labor Day.
It's water-based. It doesn't get you greasy. It's fine.
It could be Labor Day.
Actually, go ahead and hold that up to the camera right in front of you there.
Oh, where'd I go? There you go. Right there, see?
Yeah, there you go. It's a little sample packet. Come on in, mention the show. We'll give you some free goodies today.
That's right. Apply a small amount. Well, for me, it's not going to be a large amount, if you know what I mean.
It's not a long division anymore.
It's not long division. It's cold out here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's interesting, I think. And when is it, and how is it that we haven't woken up and gone, boy, they're playing us like a bunch of puppets. Some have. So they look at you and go, oh my God.
Right. So people like me, you, Pete, they call us outcasts, or they call us rebel rousers or whatever, because we're the ones that are actually, so once again, it comes down to me questioning everything.
Yeah.
Why?
I thought of you yesterday.
What's that?
I'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you.
But questioning everything. It's, I don't judge people because they think differently than me. I actually enjoy listening to them. I might, after their conversation, might still think they're a little off the wall, but at least I understand.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? We sell that, by the way, with CBD in it.
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs?
We have cereal. Well, we have cereals now with CBD in it.
Really?
There's a lot of weird things coming out with CBD.
Wow.
I was thinking about it. We got a lot of different ways to, use some CBD to cool out so you can, but it's just... the people that are always the ones that they say are the problem makers are actually the ones are the forward thinkers. I feel that myself and the people I hang out with are forward thinkers, and we just don't sit down and say, oh, okay. When somebody asks you or you hear something on the news or there's the big topic, it's like, I don't just go, oh, well, they say that's the way it is. All right. No, I go, well, why?
Right.
What do they have to substantiate that claim? What makes that? Why should I believe that? Tell me why I should believe that. Don't, just say believe it. I have to.
You ever walk into somebody's house and go, you use Tide instead of All-Tempa Cheer?
Yeah.
What are you, stupid?
Yeah.
You ever do that?
No,
because you really don't care.
Right. You don't care, and it doesn't affect your life.
Exactly.
It really doesn't affect
your
life.
But now all of a sudden, we do that on everything. What? Caramel macchiato?
Right.
Stupid?
Right.
Geez, you got to drink your coffee straight.
Right. Or you're driving a V8 instead of an electric car.
What? You're an idiot.
Right, it's my choice.
You're killing the world.
Right. And that's another one, you're coming up with. They're always trying to find, and I'm saying meaning our government or our world. I can't even just say just our government, because our government has made it to where people are just not wanting to be around people. They want to argue with everything that somebody says or stands for or does. And it's literally dividing our country for the long term. Because there's no love and kumbaya and be with me and get together.
Here's the deal. The deal is this: when you graduated high school, when we graduated,
I was lucky to graduate high school, by the way.
And you went your own merry way. You saw maybe some of your friends or your classmates only at class reunions. If you never went to a class reunion, you just didn't care.
Right.
Now, we've created this social media which says, hey, boy, Pete and his wife look real happy. I don't care, nor do I care that it's Pete's birthday. I didn't give 2 shits about Pete 10 years, 20, 30 years ago when I graduated. Certainly don't give a shit now. But why do I go, hey, buddy, happy birthday? Emoji, right?
Right.
Thumbs up everywhere.
But when we were you would sit around the garage, twist a couple wrenches, have a couple beers, and your weird neighbor would tell you some weird shit, and you'd just go, "Fucker's weird."
Right, but
he'd go to his
conversation.
He'd go to his house, you'd go to yours, and then it's done.
Right.
Now it's all over the internet. Now you got your weird neighbor who throws it out there, and 23,000 people got to tell him that he's weird.
Well, they're looking. A lot of these people are just looking for likes. They're looking for acknowledgement that somebody actually is paying attention to their life.
Nate will take that V8. He's got
and Nate will take a Nate. The V8 all the day. Yeah.
But shucks, I could have had a V8.
I could have had a V8, but God.
Right. So the issue is that we have started to care as a society about shit we should never care about. Right. Hey, I don't care that you're
us.
I don't care that you're out having a hamburger. Why do I need to know?
Send me a picture of that hamburger and where you're at.
Listen, and I will tell people, and just like never have gone to a concert. I am only on Facebook through this company, 216 The Net.
Yeah.
I'm not out there on a personal nature anymore because it is just, there's too many stupid people. And I just was like, this is like being stuck in that crowd.
Yeah.
I get so irritated.
Being like in the clique.
I get so irritated. And then I'm just like, and don't get me wrong. And everybody out there knows me and will back me on this. I used to be the dickhead who would poke the bear.
You still kind of do.
Used to be.
You're the rebel rouser, but you have good.
I think we need to work on your tense comprehension.
Used to be.
No.
That was 30 seconds ago. He's changed.
Yeah, he's changed.
He's changed. But you know what? But with that being said, I like the fact that you poke the bear, right? But you poke the bear on a one-on-one basis as a general, other than our nice little radio show here now.
As long as your penis isn't called the bear.
Yeah, right.
I'll poke it.
or your anus is not the bear. BJ and the Bear. Remember that show?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
BJ and the Bear.
That's what that was.
That was all about. Oh my God, riding in the truck. All that stuff that happens in a truck. But
we got it. We got it echo there, Gary.
Echo.
He's got it.
But I like the fact that you poke the bear. So you are kind of like me in the fact that, good morning, Singapore.
Yes, we can hear you.
You are like me, the fact that questioning everything. The only thing is different when you're questioning everything is you literally just blurt it out there. Well, hey, what about this?
Yeah, I do.
And most people will kind of be like, dude, did you really just bring that up?
Yeah.
But that's what should be happening, not just hiding stuff and pushing it away. Be like, talk about it, bring it out, talk about it, air your laundry, so to speak, not your dirty laundry, but air your laundry, go through it, find out what's going on, get somebody else's opinion. And you know what? It might change how you look at things, or it might not. It might make you think the guy's even crazier, but it makes you look at something a different perspective. Yeah. And that's all I try to do with, myself and my kids and family is looking at things from a different perspective, and my friends.
Yeah.
Just a different perspective.
Well, and we used to.
Don's calling you out now, Ken.
What do you say? Listen, you divide people between Facebook posters and not. That's right. That's a long division. No, listen, you want to spend your time on Facebook looking at Granny's crochet or.
I thought you were about to say something else.
Granny's bear, you want to poke that, whatever.
Right.
That's cool. I'm all for it.
It's your life. You do it the way you want.
When I took Facebook off of my smartphone. Do we still call them smartphones?
Smartphones
on my smartphone
on your computer.
When I took it off of here, I actually found about 4 hours in a day. You waste so much time.
Oh man!
Now on the opposite side of this, there are nights when I will go home and not turn the TV on and sit and watch TikTok for 3 hours.
Yeah, right. I do that.
Say you've replaced Facebook with TikTok.
No, but I don't ever comment. I heart them or whatever because they're funny. I don't share them. It has become literally instead of watching junk on TV,
it's like an addiction.
Yeah, it's fun.
So what?
And I like all the naked ladies that are on.
Right.
There are no naked ladies on TikTok.
But I mean, kind of what you're doing there with that is what I do with all my sports and activities. Is you're having like a way just to unwind, like shut your brain off to be like mindless, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like I like to ride my motorcycle because it's mindless where I don't have to think about other than where I'm at and not worrying about cars running me over.
What kind of bike you got?
I got a Harley.
Nice.
When I can't even think of
Big
the letters,
old
it's the
soft
full.
tail.
Yeah, it's a comfy couch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally, it's not Speed Machine.
Does it have the half?
It's got everything.
Oh,
it's
see,
got.
those are my
It's got.
favorite.
I mean, I could literally pack a tent in the back of it.
That's beautiful.
Put a cold 6-pack if I drank beer in the back and ride. I mean, but it's full bags. It's a full dress.
What do you drink?
I generally like Gentleman's Jack or Scotch.
I got some good stuff then.
Yeah, or
That is just what
I mean,
we do.
Bacardi, stuff like that. But I'm not really a beer guy. I don't like to drink yeast
Hey,
piss.
Gary, what do you do to unplug over there in Singapore? Do you guys camp over there?
Yes.
Yeah,
In answer to Scott's question, yes, we do have trees in Singapore. in fact, for our square area,
Bigger than bonsais?
now that's in the houses, but we'll talk about public spaces. So with regards to our square area,
That was
we
kind
have
of just a joke too, Gary, just so you know.
we have about 7 million trees planted in across the entire island nation.
Oh, nice.
And we have about 300 parks, big and small, and 4 nature reserves here.
Nice. So do
And
you go camping at all? No.
yeah, so and because we're an island, we have beaches basically 360-degree round the island.
Yeah.
So you can just go there and just tie up your hammock between two of the coconut trees and just pitch out your tent. You don't need a tent like so I know this because I've seen it in shows like Cops and Live TV. It seems that parks in the US after 12 are closed. You're not allowed to be in the parks in the US.
Well, no, I think you can be in the national parks now. I mean, most of them are on fire, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, in California.
But
what about your neighborhood parks? Like, imagine if let's say around your neighborhood there's a park. I understand that the police actually
the public parks you can right now. We're not on lockdown, so
No, we're not.
no.
We have
okay.
a mask mandate, but
Yeah.
we're not locked down. But we have a lot. That's the one thing I don't think a lot of people realize. I mean, especially in McHenry is, we've got an actually beautiful, beautiful area up here. There's a lot to offer as far as parks and recreation and stuff like that to unplug. And we pay for it in our taxes, big time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't use it. If you just, that's one of the best things in the world to get out and to unwind and to unplug is to just literally go sit out in nature.
Yeah.
Because
so we do have that.
That's
we
right.
do have that. And of course, the nickname for Singapore since the day we were independent was the Garden City. We are known as you can check it out on YouTube.
Garden City?
Why we are known as the Garden City. You might have seen videos or photos of people posting something in Singapore called super trees.
Mm-hmm.
At a garden called Gardens by the Bay. We have a garden called Garden by the Bay, which is right down in our heartland downtown city area. And there's something called super trees there. So we are known as the Garden City since I guess the 60s, late 60s and 70s onward. Because we just have so much greenery and everywhere you go is just trees basically.
That's beautiful. See, we got to go over there.
So
maybe
we'll have to go hang out with Gary. Yeah, the station will send us.
Yeah, but I just let Scott know we have no CBD here.
No, I can send
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. We do have a CBD, but it's known as a Central Business District.
Well,
I'm here for the CBD. It's right over there.
It's right over there.
It's right over there.
It's on 3rd Street and Division.
Right.
Long.
You just go wander yonder there, and then that's their CBD.
Right. So, oh man. So getting out in nature is kind of getting away from all this long division that we're talking about in the show today. Is getting away from everything and that's where like the Facebooks and the the Instagram and the TikToks and all that stuff. It's actually diverting everyone's attention to where they're doing mindless stuff to kind of forget about the world, if you will, but it's kind of having the opposite effect.
Right.
It's actually interesting that you brought up long division because there are certain school districts in the US which have actually adopted our Singapore's methodology for teaching mathematics at the primary school level, which I guess is equivalent to grade 1 to 6 on your side.
Yep.
So we have our own a method for teaching mathematics at primary school level, which is known as the modeling method, the MODAL modeling method.
Yeah.
And actually, some of the big school districts in the US have actually adopted our methodology for teaching mathematics into the school districts in their respective states. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Singapore students are always ranked high on the mathematics ranking in the world, along with China and Japan. I think we are the few top countries that's always at the top of the mathematics ranking in the world for students across all ages.
Nice. I'm gonna have to look into that. The
Yeah.
modeling.
The modeling, yeah.
Yeah, so we call it modeling method, MODAL, LING. So well, we spell with two L's because we are British. We're ex-British. So yeah, that's the methodology for teaching math. And I've seen the common core, should I call it, the common core mathematics syllabus, which people have posted on videos on how it's done. And when I look at the way they teach multiplication, I'm going like, nah, that is not going to work out.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is. So Don says that his favorite way to unplug is just have some friends over, grill a steak or make a pizza, enjoy some beer, and chilling with good friends. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What's the conversation that's around that patio at that time? Are you talking about
The long division items.
Yeah.
Well, no, and so Gary, I don't know if you. So I don't know if you. What we're talking about long division. We're not literally talking about division like math division.
I know. I mean, yeah, I understand understand the double pun that you are looking at.
That's it. But it's what's your topic? I mean, what is keeping everyone's attention? What's pissing everybody off, or what's separating everybody? What's dividing everybody?
So when we go up north, there's a mandate when we go to man camp that there will be no talk about politics,
man camp,
or vaccines. We're not going to talk about that shit because I just don't care.
Right. Well, and that's right. Yep.
And that's what everybody wants to talk about, and that keeps us divided. We're going to talk about get nothing.
Well, you're right. And
we're going to enjoy each other's company. We're going to laugh. We're going to eat good food.
Right.
We're probably going to do some drinking. Some heavy drinking, some light drinking. We'll kill some brain cells.
CBD.
We'll kill some brain cells.
Just exist really, which is
we'll
and
float down the river.
Right,
it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But just talking about what you should be talking about when you get together is helping people to get through their life, right? And I don't mean to get through, but help the people really enjoy their life more. Hey, I've been through that before. This is what worked for me. Like you're raising your kids, hey, they had a problem. This is what I did. Try it yourself, or maybe it might work for you. And that's what really it should be about. Yeah. Not about why do you believe that?
Yeah.
Why that's crazy. Don't do that. No. Or hey, watch the left hand while the right hand does something else different. Right. And that's what the whole long division thing that our government keeps pushing on us.
And left hand is like a new date.
And left hand's a new date if you can actually get coordinated enough, right? But
that's right.
It's going like this. And
a little tickle. But
you can't see what I'm doing over here on this side of the
you don't want to see what Pete's doing.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. So Don says depends who's there. It's hard to avoid the pandemic talk. But when hanging out at night, I want no part of it. Talk about each other, how each other's doing, how we can support one another.
That's it. That's life right there.
Here's the amazing thing, and this is, and you're going to see this, and this is why I invited you. When we go to man camp, any of my buddies out there listening right now who have gone, it gets pretty philosophical. I mean, we talk very deeply about philosophical things.
So you're going down my alley.
Yeah, that's why I invited you because there are conversations that we have there that I don't have at any other time of the year. Because you're just sitting there with your buddies, and you just kind of go down a rabbit hole, and it can get very, very philosophical, and it's awesome.
And it's something that's needed because you're looking at things differently, and you're actually taking the time to kind of dig deeper into your soul, if you will, whether you're religious or not.
Yeah. Would love to have you there, Shayna.
Yeah, Shayna, no women at man camp.
Just so you know, there's no running water. Scott's a little disturbed by that.
I bought a hanging shower.
Yeah, we poop in a hole. Literally no running water. We do have electricity, but no running water at all. So by the end of that 5 days, we really start smelling like a mountain.
Not me. I'll be in that river on a daily
start
basis.
Smelling like that bear we're poking.
Yeah.
Bear spray, bear repellent.
Shayna says I identify as aroma sensitive. But that's as you know, and I appreciate.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're having me up, that my son and I up there this year with you guys.
Yeah,
We're
you guys
very
are
very
virgins.
grateful. It's going to be great. But
Guess
those
I
are the
shouldn't say that as
conversations.
we're going
That's
to
what
a
I get
man
in
camp.
trouble. Yeah, that's what I get in trouble all the time about, is trying to actually go deeper, to actually have a meaningful conversation with somebody about life. You know, hey, we only get one turn. We only get one run around this whole crazy globe, right?
That's it, right?
So, hey, what did you do? How did this, this is what happened to me. And this is what I did. It didn't work. What'd you do? Because everyone has very much the same similar experiences. And it's not about what happens to you in this world. I've said it before. It's not what happens to us in this world. It's how we react to it.
Right.
And sometimes we don't react the right way and it doesn't turn out great. But then you look to someone and be like, well, what did you do?
Right.
And you say, oh, well, I didn't think about it that way, and kind of get you thinking a different way. And then you start thinking about the whole topic of the thing of the long division. Well, wait a minute. Why are they doing that? Why are they making, like the whole reason, I know we're not supposed to really talk about it, but why do we have to put masks on Monday, but not on Friday if it's that big a deal? Because the viruses wait until Monday? Think about that.
Yeah, it took the weekend off.
Yeah, it took the weekend.
It took a rain check for another day.
Holiday weekend.
Well, no, that's this weekend, last weekend. But and I didn't want to go too deep into it. But think about that one. That's where the long division comes in. Why would that comment be made? Why would it not be instantaneous? Let's wait till Monday.
Well,
because we're patient people.
Nobody, maybe you, Gary, but nobody on this show is a scientist. So we can only speculate and guess.
Right. I'm not a scientist. I'm what they call a quack. So
quack.
Well, you can only speculate, exactly.
So here's what I'm saying, and this is what I tell people. I don't pretend to know. I don't care to know. Listen, if they're like, hey, the virus looks like a 3-legged dog, and you see a 3-legged dog, you're gonna be like, oh, there's the virus, right? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how it works. I don't understand why it doesn't attack the people in restaurants at a table if you're sitting. I don't understand that.
Walking around, right? Why? Yeah, why I can't mess with you at a table, but it does when you're walking.
So because I'm not a scientist, I don't question.
Right. So then I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but I was just kind of saying that's a long division thing.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah. But look at it from that standpoint. Why is it? That's my question. Is why? What does that mean? Why did they say that?
Yeah.
So if we were to do that with just about everything we do, say, or feel in our lives, we'd be a much better world.
And we stopped doing that because, as a parent, you go, because I'm dad and I said so. That's all.
And those are asshole parents.
So we tell our kids, when authority tells you, don't ask why. That's their authority, so just do it.
See, and that's where I'm totally different. Once again, my kids question everything. Yeah. Why should I do that?
That's
Why, you know what I mean? It's I get it. Don't hit Joey because that's bad. Okay, I get it. I'm not going to hit him because it's bad.
Joey hits you.
Right, unless Joey hits me, right? That's why I always told my kids. If
that's what I say. Don't
start the fight. But if
hit the other cheek, kick their ass.
Yeah, if somebody starts don't be the one to start the fight. But if someone starts a fight with you and you don't kick their ass, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, you might not finish it, but at least let them know they're going to have a fight. That's why I always tell my kid. You'd ball up your fist, hit them right in the nose, but understand you're going to have a fight. You might get your ass whooped, but they're going to know they have a fight, and they'll leave you alone after that.
Right. And you might get in trouble.
Shayna says, sometimes I think if we were more secure with who we are, we could afford to let others be who they are. Everyone weed their own garden first, so to speak. That's a good point.
Well, and that's an awesome point, Shayna. And that's actually one of the things I listened to a couple different podcasts, and that was the one thing yesterday that they were talking about, how everybody, no matter what we do, is worried about whether you're going to admit it or not, is worried about what everyone else is thinking about what they wear, about I'll take it some, what they wear, what they're buying. I mean, when you go to buy something, people pay 10 times the amount for a pair of jeans that have rips in it, less material, right? Because they want to fit in. They want, you know what I mean? They want to they're insecure in what they look and how they feel, and they want everyone else to accept them instead of accepting or weeding their own gardens first, so to say, right, Shayna? Accept who you are, what you are, and be okay with that. And be able to share that with people and be like, I'm uncomfortable in this or in that.
It's hard to get there. I mean, I'm so thankful that I went through some of the things in my life that I did. Back in my 40s, I had to take an extremely hard look in the mirror at myself.
You were alive back in the 40s?
Yes. Which, as we learned yesterday, I am ancient history on Derek's show. Because modern history is considered by governmental sources as 1976 forward. So I fall in ancient history. At any rate, when you go through situations and you do take the opportunity to look seriously inward, it's extremely difficult. My experience was it was extremely difficult and phenomenally necessary if I wanted to move forward in the path of life I wanted to take. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. But when you do and once you do, life is so much freaking better. If you can learn to appreciate yourself, acknowledge all the good, all the bad, and accept that for who you are, who you've been, and who you want to be. And like Shayna said, let other people be who they are. Life gets so much better, so much easier on an emotional and interpersonal and relationship level. At least it did for me. That was my experience.
And so saith the shepherd.
Yeah,
all of Pete's people.
So, and that's right, and that's one of the things that
can I get an amen?
You get an amen. And that's one of the main reasons, or one of the big things that is exploited through even advertising, like the companies trying to sell you something. Hey, this will make you a better person, make you feel better, and keep you focused on something else, more about yourself and how others look at you, other than
I am still the guy
real world
who opens up a Coors Light and hopes that 3 girls in bikinis and snow show up.
Right, as long as the mountains are blue.
It hasn't happened yet.
As long as the mountains are blue.
Well, and the mountains are.
Right.
You pop that top and watch.
And that's the thing, is a lot of this stuff, and even with social media, it's to keep us insecure in who we are, what we are, what we want. The long division, right?
Right.
So because you're looking at everyone else's life.
Here's what I tell my kids, and a quick shout out to my dad's recovering from some surgery. So, Dad, love you and hope you're doing well. But here's what I tell my kids: is if the world were to end tomorrow and you were the only person left, could you live with yourself? Do you love yourself enough that you could live with yourself?
Depends on the day,
right? So, and to Shayna's point is, you need to be able to love yourself before you can love or hate on anybody else.
Yeah.
Right. And why don't we give people the space to grow at their own pace, though? Is it ego, perhaps? Lisa, what say you? Yeah. I mean, I do. And I've been that way. Listen, whoever I meet, I love you. Whoever I meet, I hate you equally. Because you got to earn my trust. You got to earn my respect, and I'll let you in. Right. And when you're in, that's wonderful. If you lose my respect, then you're out, and that's okay too, right? But I don't hold it against anybody. I've had, people come into your life for a season. They come into your life for a reason. They may come into your life for a life. Who knows? I don't know, right? But what are you learning from that person while they're there with you? And that's what I always take a look at is, first of all, my security, nobody loves me more than me. And I'm going to guess that most of the people listening, nobody loves you more than you. And here's a test.
Let me get my pen and paper
out.
Right?
Get any picture, photo, not a selfie, any non-selfie that you are in the picture. Who do you look at first? If you look at yourself, you love yourself more than anybody in the world.
I look at myself and I go, damn, was I fat? I'm looking back. I've been looking back at a lot of pictures from the past with my buddy who just passed away. That's making me nuts.
I am so proud. I got 4 of the best kids in the world, period. They're amazing kids, and now they're amazing adults, except one. But I mean, she's amazing. She's only in 7th grade. She's not an adult yet. Right?
Now, I was going
That
to say, what
qualifier
happened
is
here?
important. That qualifier
Yeah,
is
that one's
important.
got
Right
out of
there.
the will. But in any family photo, I always look at myself first, like, huh. And I always
Are you looking at it because you love yourself,
Hell
or because
yeah.
you're looking, going, how did I look, or what was I going on that day?
Lisa will argue with me, but you look at yourself because that's who you know the best. You want to find somebody that's like you in every picture, so that's why you look for yourself. But that means you love yourself too, right? So the idea is, even in my family pictures, and I love my kids, I look at me first like, damn. Now my wife always gets mad because I do stupid shit, because there's not a picture that you're in, like you said, damn, I was fat. Not a picture you're in that you go, huh, oh, I look bad as shit. I'm cool in that picture.
Right.
Even if you're like,
You're the worst judger.
you
Yeah.
know? So I do stupid things so that I can go back and go, yeah.
In case you didn't know, guys, if you're not watching, Kent was just throwing like the peace
Yeah,
sign,
the
the gang
peace sign.
signs and
Right.
stuff,
Yeah.
like he's hip, 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 like,
Everybody.
sugar.
Go back to the 70s and pull out your Polaroids. Tell me there's not a picture you guys are like throwing up the peace sign.
Oh no,
You
I had my
absolutely are.
I had my striped bell bottoms on,
Oh,
riding my
yeah.
Schwinn,
No, I never did the
Oh,
peace
stingray?
sign. I did
Yeah,
the lean
stingray.
back.
The lean back.
You did
I did
lean
the
back.
lean back.
What is the lean back?
The when you
Here, Pete. Just so you guys know, he's getting on camera. He's going to kind of show us what
Yeah.
the lean back is to be chill.
I was going to be in a picture with Kent.
Oh,
Oh.
swagger, swagger,
Yeah.
a swagger lean. Gotcha. Like, yo, what's up?
Yeah. Hey,
Today,
how
that's the
how
you got the
doing?
hand on the chin, like,
How you
hey,
doing?
what up, man?
Yeah. How you doing?
But
Yeah, hand on the hip, leaning back.
And do you ever look at that and go, God, that was cool?
that was cool.
I look at that and go, "What a fuck nut! What an absolute
Right?
fuck nut!"
But that's why I say there's never a picture that you're like, God, I look at my wedding pictures and I go, huh, I think I ate that person.
Right. Well, you know we are our own worst critics.
Oh, I'm my best critic. I love myself.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good thing.
I
That's a
don't-
good thing. But as a general rule, you're not typical. Most people.
I don't do it in public, though.
You're your
Just
own,
for if
you're your
anybody's
own worst
listening.
critic. You know.
I'm not Pee Wee Herman. I'm not loving myself. In public.
I think that's why Kent and I kind of get along
Yeah.
pretty well, because I love who I am. I really
Yeah.
do. Every inch of me, I am so happy with who I am, who I've become, from where I've been. No, like Kent, I agree with him 100%. No one loves you like you. They just don't. They won't. They
Yeah.
can't. Now, conversely, though, because I did a little internal reflection while you were talking about family photos. If I am lucky enough to get a picture with Mary Catherine in it,
Mhm.
I go right to her every single time.
Yeah.
Boom. It's just, but I do have.
She doesn't like being in the photos.
No,
So people know.
no, yeah,
She's
no.
taking the pictures.
She does not like being in a picture. But I'm just going to leave that thought there.
Yeah. No, and I look at my wife and the kids and all that good stuff too.
But
never,
that's where my eyes. If
yeah. I mean, my
she's in a
screensaver's
picture,
my wife. So.
I'm right there
Yeah.
before I look at myself. Now, anything else? If I'm in that picture, yeah, I agree with that. With Ken, I'm looking at myself first because I love me a slice of Uncle Pete.
That's right. But if I go back to what Shayna says, why don't we give people the space to grow on their own? No. So as a dad, one of my most favorite times is in the car after sporting events with my kids who are in sports or any scholastic event, right? And so I'm with Lucy, my 12-year-old, and she's first time playing volleyball, and she's very athletic, and I think she did a great job, right? She's making plays on balls. The other girls are just kind of standing there. So I was like, man, there isn't anything worse than watching 7th grade girls play volleyball, unless it's 6th grade girls playing softball. But I mean,
Right, because it's not very exciting.
Well, yeah, and they're kind of growing into their bodies, so they're not really athletic yet. Some are, some
really
aren't.
awkward.
So it's just interesting and fun to watch. And then you kind of watch these kids get so upset, and I'm like, this is like your first year playing. Why are you getting upset? So she's getting mad.
Feeling that pressure
my
to be
kids are
perfect.
competitors, so she's mad. They won one game and they lost 2, whatever. And she's just mad. I said, well, what are you mad about? And she, well, such and such and such. No. I said, don't. I said, this is their first year too. I said, don't get on them. And until you're perfect, don't point the finger at anybody other than yourself. But here's what I really like about where you're at. So you got to kind of help your kids too love themselves.
Right.
Like, hey, it is cool that you are doing this. You're the only kid. Your two older sisters never played. It didn't move fast enough for them. You know, your brother was a swimmer. So, hey, you know, you're breaking ground for the Jones family. This is really, really cool. And if you had fun,
I was going to say, are you having fun? That was my thing.
I got 4 rules to any sport. The first is it's a sport. Have fun. I tell my kids that. The second rule is it's a stupid sport. Have fun.
All right.
And the third is always attack the goal. Always. Whatever the goal is, always attack it. Offense, defense, whatever. And the fourth is trust. Trust your coach, trust your teammates, and trust that there's going to be somebody out there that's better than you. So you got to work hard.
I like that.
Right?
It's like that because I know with my kids, like, you know, more so my son, I guess I was with my daughter too, but my wife didn't want me to coach anymore because I was so hard.
Yeah.
You know, on my
Intense,
favorite
yeah.
very intense. But I also was a little bit favorable. You know, obviously I wanted my kid on playing all the time, but you know, like my son, I would always in the game. I was that parent. You know, in the games, you know, very noisy and you know into it and you know talking. And then in the car, it's like I'd want to talk about the game some more. My son was always like, "I'm just done, Dad. Just you know."
So I'm gonna pick on so Ashley. You know, God love her, just finished her master's degree. She's a clinical psychologist. She just sends a picture of a flat tire, right? So she's an adult now. So things, you know, adult world's catching up.
Yeah.
Right. So, and here's what I do with my athletes who graduate. I send them a card. And I go, hey, now you're off to life. But remember, life is a game.
Play hard.
Rule number 1, have fun.
Right.
Rule number 2, have fun. Rule number 3, attack your goals. Right. And rule number 4, trust.
Can you send me a card like that?
I can, right? And I've been coaching for many years. And since my son was,
I think that gives you a really huge, totally different perspective on life. Being a coach, trying to mentor kids.
So they come back. I've had them come back when they're getting married and whatnot. And they're like, you know what? I still think of that. Your 4 rules. I still think of that. And I'm like, that's all it's about. Have fun. Life's too short. I mean, life is way too short. Right. Have fun with it. And love yourself, love people, have fun. And then if you approach things that way, to Shana's point, you give people the space to grow.
Right.
Hey, they're not at the same level in the game, perhaps, that I am. Right. And so with all this long division, if we were to understand how to do this long division and understand how to have fun with it, how many people out on social media, how many people in this great nation are not having fun? And not because they don't want to.
They don't
believe they can.
And they don't know how anymore.
Yeah.
So here's it. We're getting close to the end of the hour here with this long division thing, right? It is real, people. It really is. Question everything. Think about it. But do this. If you are one of these people that love Facebook and love Instagram and all the other grams and
Golden grams.
Whatever.
I haven't had Golden Grams in a while.
They've got the retro now with just a touch of honey.
Do they?
Yeah. But do this.
Sorry,
I challenge.
that was a squirrel for me.
That's okay. It's a squirrel. I challenge everybody.
Yeah.
This weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off your phone. Don't turn on your TV.
Put it in your back pocket.
No. Don't even put it in your back pocket. Just completely unplug. Well, just unplug. See what your life is like if you're not watching someone else's life or trying to show someone else what your life is happening.
I agree. Turn it off. Just
turn it off.
Fun when you're angry all the time.
People are afraid. I kid you not. People don't know what to do with themselves. They don't have that stupid screen in front of them. And you would be amazed at what you think and where your mind will go because of that.
If your life was a game of checkers, how many years ago would you have flipped that goddamn board? Because you were pissed.
Right. But it's also going to give you a different way to look at things because with this long division that we're talking about today, your attention span. Well, not to mention our attention spans are just so short these days because of the phones and stuff. Right? Yeah, exactly. Squirrel. But people don't know any different. They're not unplugged. They're constantly thinking and worrying about whether you're going to admit it or not. You're constantly thinking and worrying about everybody else and what's going on in the world and what you're going to do and why you didn't do what they did and how can I be better and what kind of jeans should I buy and what kind of car should I drive and how big a house do I need? Screw it all.
Yeah, we
just how about Dallas. Who are you? What do you like to do?
Yeah.
And why? and go do it.
Actually, run over to Fort Worth and watch the Texas Longhorns walk down the street. It's always fun.
Figure out who you are, not who everyone else wants you to be.
Downtown Fort Worth is like stuck in time. It's really cool.
Is it?
Really, really cool.
Is it? Yeah. I've never been to Texas.
I've been to Texas. All my exes are in Texas.
Oh, my exes.
But I mean, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. And if you're listening, and you really want to accept this challenge, just do it. I couldn't tell you just the change that you will feel in yourself. If nothing else, just
it's going to be beautiful.
Appreciating yourself.
Take time to sit by a fire. Just watch put a fire in your backyard.
Yeah. We loved camp when we were growing up. When kids were growing up, we camped all the time. We went camping, or motorhoming. It wasn't camping anymore, but a little more glamping. Yeah, unfortunately, my wife didn't like tents anymore.
Yeah.
See, that's if you guys ever want to have deep philosophical conversations in a library with leather furniture, cigars, maybe a little bit of port, I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I am glad, Kent, actually, I really enjoy that you go to your things because your yard thing, your man camp. Yeah. Because when you come back, you're always enthusiastic, you're excited, you're full of energy and you're ready to go.
Because all the day's drugs, everything but
it's truly,
the first couple of days I got the shakes. It's called withdrawal.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's truly though, it's because I did a lot of that stuff, camping, river rafting, all that kind of stuff when I was very young.
Yeah.
But now, dude, I've got a wife, I've got a bed, and it is very difficult for me to wrap my head around the
say
idea.
A bed. You don't even sleep.
I said I have a wife and a bed. I didn't say anything about sleeping. Let me be clear.
H2O lube. That'll be good.
That'll be on another show.
Very hard for me to wrap my head around your idea of fun going out and being on the ground where it's hard.
Well, the biggest thing is, Scott will back me on this, and I think so will our good friend Gary, is you ground yourself. You get to sit in the trees on the ground. Be in what the energy of the world.
Right. So you just at the beginning we were talking in the green room, Pete. Right. You were talking about energy, right? Like you can feel us around you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is electromagnetic energy everywhere from and now 5G's here. It's just making things even worse. I mean, there's definitely it's making people nuts. I mean, the more people getting ringing in their ears and da-da-da. I can go down a wormhole on that one. But when you get up into nature, right?
Yeah.
All that goes away. Your energy is actually focused on you.
Yeah.
Right. And apart from sleeping on the ground, I don't sleep on the ground. I have an air mattress because I want to enjoy nature, but I don't want to also wake up in pain because I'm sleeping on a hard ground. But it's just getting away from the phones, the TVs.
I think Gary froze.
He did freeze.
I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're frozen on the screen.
It's literally about
my idea of roughing it is
there
you bad motel. Yeah. Hey, they'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah. But I don't like the way the energy. I don't like the way. I don't like the energy of the world. It does not feel good.
You get away. That's what I'm saying. You get away from there.
In nature, I hate the way that feels now. I didn't used to.
You feel like you're alone?
No, what I feel when I'm out. I do not like. My wife used to like to go to Glacial Park or
Pigpen from the Peanuts. He thinks clean smells bad.
Right.
So I just don't like. People say, "Oh, you got to ground yourself." I don't like that feeling. It does not feel good to me.
I don't think you have to. Are those Hey Dude shoes? What kind of shoes are those?
These are
So
Skechers.
is it something because you're just is it that reason you don't like that feeling is because that you are in the middle of nowhere, so to speak?
No, it's got nothing
comfortable around you. It's not your life isn't
here. It's got nothing to do. It's the energy. It's the energy.
That's what I love. That energy. Like when you're going through the mountains, do you ever just sit there and go, "How the hell did they get through here in a covered wagon?"
Yeah, I do actually.
I do that all the time.
I think about I'm hiking and it takes me like when we went last time, we went up to about 9,000 feet up in Vegas, right? Right. Well, I'm very fortunate that I'm very athletic and I can do that stuff no problem. But then I turn around and I see my wife and my daughter struggling to get up here, and I'm going, man, how did these people make it across the country? Right. How did they get from California all the way out to here during the gold, or going to California during the gold rush and stuff? Like, oh my God. It took me 2 hours to go up 3,000 vertical feet or whatever it is, and these guys went completely across the Great Plains and in covered wagons, sleeping on the hard ground. But those are the times when you find out who you are. But that's when you find out who you are. And, when nothing else is bothering you.
The casino Indians, not the 7-Eleven Indians.
Yeah, not the 7-Eleven Indians. But that's when you find out who you are and what you're all about. Ooh, we're coming up on that hour quick here.
That's it.
But, that's when you find everything out.
We'll come back in a couple weeks. I mean, Uncle Pete's going to be here next week. Don't miss the show. It's going to be great. But Scott and I will come back in a couple weeks, refreshed and focused, and we'll have a great conversation.
Yeah, because we're definitely not going to cut in live from band camp. No. But so once again, people, love each other.
That's it.
Go out
love
there.
Yourself.
Check out and question this long division we're talking about.
Yes.
There's always some big hot topic that is dividing our country to say you or me, this and they, we and them. Don't do that. It's us together. It's united, the United States of America, not the divided state. Exactly. United we stand, divided we fall. Stop doing long division, folks. It's time to multiply and be happy. Multiply your love. Thanks for stopping in. I'm tired of the same old shit, guys. Peace out.
You get tired of the same old shit.